Hello everybody and welcome to Studio M. This is our third time recording the frickin' voiceover and I'm so annoyed and tired at this point. Let's get into the video. Today we are making some scones and they are very delicious and you'll soon see why.
Okay, so first of all you're going to need your ingredients. We've got about 3 cups of flour, we've got 50 grams of cheese, 3 eggs, 250 grams of margarine or butter, salt, you'll need a teaspoon, about 120 milliliters of milk and cheese, and a tablespoon of baking powder. You're going to mix all the dry liquids together.
You said dry liquids. It's way too late for this. Okay, we're going to try and hold together. This is going to be comedic. Salt, baking powder. Now melt the butter. No, don't melt the butter. Your hands will do that themselves. You want to cut it up into nice little pieces, much smaller than that one right there. Next up, you just want to chop it up. As you can see, my hands are beginning to glisten. It's delightful and disgusting. And you want to cut them up into much smaller pieces than I was, and try not to melt it, okay? Just don't be a noob like me and get some regular hands, and that'll be okay. Now, mix it with your hands. Be careful not to crush or squish or squeeze the butter. You just want it all to be dry, okay? Just cover it in the flour, cover it in the baking powder and the salt. Mix it all together, give it that ceremonial clap, and then mix in 2 forkfuls of cream cheese. This is a secret ingredient to make it taste a bit more nice. Alright. Okay, I just put it back in the jug. And now we want to mix in 2 eggs. Now be very careful here. You wouldn't want... Oh, that was close. So we're gonna move on. We need 2 eggs in here. Save the 3rd egg. Andy's busy dying over here. Save the 3rd egg for later. You'll see. Alright, that one worked out slightly better. And now you gotta whisk it up. If you don't whisk it quickly, it will spontaneously combust. So once it's whisked, you gotta mix it in. Don't pour it all at once. It will make it too wet in some parts and too dry in other. You gotta put in a bit, then start mixing with your hands. I didn't quite reach all the dry stuff at the bottom, so make sure you really dig your hands in there and get all of the stuff mixed together. So this is sped up for your convenience so that you can just get a better understanding of what's going on without having to take several hours. Now, ideally we would have already added the cheese, but we didn't really think of that since it's sitting over in the corner over here and not really, we don't pay attention to such things. But we mix all together this is gonna be a bit difficult, but you gotta get that cheese. No, come on, get that, man, grab the cheese. All right, now you got the cheese, mix it in there, and the same thing applies. Try not to crush it. This is finely grated so that it can go into nice cheesy ribbons throughout the whole pastry. Clean off your hands as much as possible, and you'll find that entirely clean hands is impossible without washing them, as I have now done.
So ideally at this point it should be as if you never added any liquid at all, and the dough will be so dry that you will not believe it will work. But powder down your work surface and try not to pour it all on the floor as you empty it slowly out onto your pastry mat or whatever you're using to roll out your pastry, and do not roll it.
Now, as the original creator of this method, I expect, said, everything is going to be telling you that it's way too dry, but don't add any liquid, it'll ruin it, and you just want to work with what you have. Now here's the secret. You fold it. That's the big secret right there. You fold it in, one end in, and then the other end in. It's very simple, and you want to pat it down, or massage. That'll work well, except I'm being told you're not allowed to massage, so just pat it down gently. Mix in all the butter so that none of it is left lonely and alone. Even in this part, my hands were just melting the margarine, so I don't know what to tell you. It actually did affect it, so try not to melt the margarine and butter. It's just better if it isn't. So you want to pat that out. As you can see, I become a speed demon when I am hungry, and I just want these things flat. So this is non-sped up. This is just the speed at which I was working, and I am eager to taste these things. So another rectangle, and we fold once again. We fold it about 7 times. That's sort of the ideal folding thing. What?
No.
Amount of folding, and then you get this weird yellow mass, and you want to cut it without shearing or without bending or without sloping. It can't be too slopey. and then you just want to slice it up, dice it up, and serve it with rice. That's what they'll do here. People love rice where we live. It's basically like they need it to survive, and that's actually a fact. Alright, that bowl just went flying, but don't worry, that was actually someone else taking it away. That was not it falling on the ground. So now you put them onto a liberally greased pan. The pan is very important because it must be liberally greased. And then you want to just lay them out on there and get ready to put them in the oven. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's kind of hard to lift these things, but a bit of flour on the spatula never hurts. Put out most of them, realize you don't have enough space in your pan, so you rearrange all of them. It makes sense, it works, it's a life hack, and you're welcome. So here we go onto the egg wash. That's what we have the final egg for. Just put it in your same old jug, mix it up with a fork, take your basting brush and artistically apply it to the tops of the scones. And now you're ready to plunge it into a 200 Celsius degree oven. I'm very tired. A 200 degrees Celsius oven for around 10 to 12 minutes or until golden brown, or really just golden yellow.
Start with the smallest and ugliest one and scoop them out into a cooling rack, or if you can't wait, just devour them straight away, deal with the burns.
And now look at this, it opens up so nicely, there's the steam pouring out. It's slightly too hot to eat maybe, but we didn't really care. We were hungry at this point and we dug in. They were delicious. They were devoured with the help of our pesky little brothers, and that's pretty much all there is to say. They do go well with whipped cream, just in case you were wondering. So this has been Studio M, third time recording. If it failed, I will kill someone. So good night.